Hello everyone, welcome to SCI-EASE. In the last video, we discussed what are microorganisms and where do microorganisms live. In this video, I'm going to explain microorganisms and us. That is, what are the benefits of microorganisms, how they behave as a friend, and how the microorganisms are harmful to us, that is, they behave as an enemy. Microorganisms, they are useful to us. First, we will study about that. That is the friendly microorganisms. In our day-to-day life, microorganisms are used in making idlis, dosas, curd, bread, pastries, cake, and so on. And commercially also, microorganisms, they are used to make wine, then in medicines, vaccines, and also microorganisms, they are used to increase the fertility of the soil. So I will take these topics one by one, that is the friendly microorganisms. First, I will tell you about making bread, pastries, and cake. You know that for making bread, we take, I will perform one activity. We will take half kg flour and then add to it warm water and yeast also. Yeast, that is the microorganism. We will add to it and we will knead it thoroughly, and the dough that will be made, and we will keep this mixture for 2 to 3 hours. What will you observe after 2 to 3 hours? You will see that flour, that dough, that will be raised somewhat. That will become fluffy. Yeast has made that mixture fluffy. And why? Because in that case, the gas, when yeast that will act on this maida or wheat, then what will happen? It will result in the formation of carbon dioxide gas. And the pores, they will be there in which that gas that is trapped. So the mixture that will become very fluffy, and that mixture is used to make bread, pastries, or cakes, etc. So in the bakery industry, you can say this is of too much importance, these microorganisms. Now next, we will again perform one activity. Your mother daily take warm milk at night and put little of curd to it and then mix it thoroughly. What you observe? You will observe that the next morning, that whole milk that is changed into curd. What is the reason behind it? Again, there are certain bacteria in the milk, mainly lactobacillus bacteria, which will convert milk into curd. So, the lactobacillus bacteria, will help in the conversion of milk into curd. This is the second use I have written. Now, the next I have told you commercially also, these microorganisms, they are useful to us. That is for the alcohol production. You take some sugar and put water to it, and then you put some yeast to it and mix it well. Keep the mixture for 4-5 hours and cover that mixture. Cover that mixture so that the respiration is anaerobic. So after 4-5 hours, what you will observe? There will be foul smell coming. There will be some different smell, you can say, not foul. There will be some different smell coming from the mixture. And that smell is of alcohol. So, we will put here yeast plus sugar plus water and keep the mixture for 4-5 hours, cover it properly, and the mixture that will be changed into wine or alcohol. So, yeast can be used to prepare alcohol, wine, or acetic acid also, vinegar also. So, when this yeast that converts sugar into alcohol, what is that process known as? That is known as fermentation. So, yeast is grown on the natural sugar. Here I have drawn this diagram. Here I have taken grapes, purplish grapes you can take, put yeast to it. And what will be the result? The result will be formation of carbon dioxide plus wine. They will be formed. Wine or alcohol will be formed by the process of fermentation. You can take sugar in any form. Barley you can take, wheat you can take, beetroot. So the microorganisms, they help in preparing alcohol. So industrially, this is a commercial importance of microorganisms. The next use of microorganism is medicinal use. Sometimes we fall ill and doctor give us some antibiotics, some capsules, medicines, and they are known as antibiotics. Antibiotics, they are made from bacteria or fungi. As I have already told you that Alexander Fleming, he discovered penicillin, an antibiotic which is formed from Penicillium notatum, a fungi. In the same way, some antibiotics, they are made from bacteria. What these antibiotics they do? They will fight against the disease germs. They will fight against. लड़ाई जैसे करते हैं. They will fight against the disease germ and then we are cured. Some antibiotics, I want to tell you some examples like streptomycin, tetracycline, erythromycin, penicillin I have already told you. They are made from bacteria or fungi. One thing I want to tell you that antibiotics should be taken only on the advice of the doctor. You shouldn't take it self-medication, that shouldn't be there. These antibiotics, they are sometimes mixed with the feed of the livestock or poultry in order to prevent them from these microbial infection. Now come to the next medicinal use of microorganism, that is vaccines. When you were small, when you newly born baby, after 2 days or 1 day, one injection, that is BCG, for tuberculosis, preventive measure for tuberculosis, that is given. In the same way, many vaccines, they are given within 1 year only, that is like DPT, measles, whooping cough, tetanus, and then polio drops, etc. They are given. These days, hepatitis, typhoid injection, that is also given. These vaccines, they prevent the human beings or man, you can say, from these diseases throughout their life. So they have very important role. One thing I want to tell you, that under this pulse polio program, polio drops, they are given to each and every child to eradicate this disease. That in the same way, there was campaign against the smallpox for the eradication of this disease also. So vaccines and antibiotics, they are very important for us. I will tell you one thing, that for plants also, antibiotics, they are used. Now come to the next use of microorganism, that is soil fertility. You know, pea plant or gram plant, these are known as a leguminous plants. That is pod bearing plant, जिनमें फली होती है. These pod bearing plants, they have nodules in their root. I have drawn the diagram. They have nodules in their root, and in these nodules, microbe or bacteria, you can say rhizobium. Rhizobium bacteria, it lives in the root nodules of the leguminous plants. What is its function? It fixes the atmospheric nitrogen into nitrates. In the same way, some blue-green algae also, they also fix the atmospheric nitrogen into nitrates and thus increasing the soil fertility. So, these bacteria, rhizobium and blue-green algae, they are known as biological nitrogen fixer. That is, there is 78% of nitrogen in the atmosphere. And plants can only use it if this nitrogen, that is converted into nitrates. So in this way, the fertility of the soil will increase. Now the last use of microorganism, that is the cleaning of environment. For this, we will perform an activity. You dig a pit and then put vegetable or fruit waste in it and cover it by hay, okay? So that anaerobic respiration, that will take place. After 2-3 weeks, what you will observe, that those rotten materials, they are decayed and decomposed by some bacteria and changed into manure. So that manure, that will be sprinkled, that will be put in the plants or crops, you can say, in the fields, and in this way there is cleaning of the environment. In the same way, you must have observed that sometimes green leaves or some you can say dead bodies of some animals or birds, etc., they are lying, and after few days you will see that they are decayed and decomposed. Who is responsible for this act? Decomposers. Decomposers will decompose the dead organic matter, and as a result we can say that they act as scavengers. They will clean the environment. So I have told you in detail about the friendly microorganisms, that where in commercially they are important, at a home they are playing a function, and then in cleaning the environment and also in increasing the soil fertility by fixing the free atmospheric nitrogen into nitrates. So with this, our topic, a very big topic, that is microorganism and us, that is in that part friendly microorganism, that is finished. In the next video, I will take up the harmful effects of the microorganisms, how they behave as a foe, that I will discuss. Till then, thank you very much. Thank you once again.